Welcome to day 2 of Karrieredagene 2016, the conference. Today we'll be joined by 8 different speakers sharing their views on the digital revolution. I'm glad to introduce Hege Norheim, Senior Executive Search Consultant at Spencer Stuart. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're going to talk about global megatrends today. What do you put into that term?
So I'm going to be here today both as a consultant from Spencer Stuart, and I look for leaders in the world, but I'm also a former sustainability officer in the oil and gas industry from Statoil.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to put into the conference today is the challenge of population growth. The global population growth is immense.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was born, we were 2.5 billion people in this world. Today we're 7 billion people, and we're going to be 11 billion people. And not only are we going to be a lot more people, but they're going to be like me, middle-aged, middle class, rich, wealthy, and we're going to live forever, and we're going to demand a lot of resources. And that has a fantastic, opportunities for business students, because there's going to be a lot of refrigerators and cars and travels and demand. And then it's obviously the flip side. It's going to be very challenging on resources.
Yeah, for the challenges, what are your main challenges? What do you see?
So this is really going to be, we're going to see, I think the triple bottom line, which I expect PI students to have heard of. It's not just about profits. It's not going to be just about people. It's going to be about planet. Natural resources are going to be scarce in your future. And so we're really going to see a need to revolutionize resource efficiency. And this is where digitalization comes in, and much more smart use of technology to increase the efficiency of use of natural resources.
Do you see any specific use of technology as of right now?
So I do think, at my heart lies the energy revolution, and so climate change and how we're going to actually create a sustainable energy system in the world is going to be absolutely key. And I think what most people haven't realized is that only half of the solution is going to come from new energy sources, so wind and solar, battery.
Yeah.
But the other half, which has to be solved, is energy efficiency. So it's smart meters. It's about how we take out the waste of energy that we today are, producing. We're actually we're using energy as a drunken sailor, is what I normally say. We'd use money. We're just spilling it all over.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a very, very important, I think, revolution.
Yeah. And you also mentioned a little bit about opportunities. As for students right now, what would you have taken into consideration going into the future labor market?
So I think the one thing is obviously to have technical apt people, but even more importantly, what we see from a Spencer Stuart perspective when we work with top leaders, chairmen, CEOs, C-suite in the most global companies in the world are people who are able to translate what does technology changes mean to your organization, to the need for leadership, to the need for competencies across the roles in your company. So it's much more about the consequences of technology shifts on your business model, on your, on your whole business, basically, which is going to be really important. And I'm also going to throw out today, I think, to the students the challenge of being leaders and not managers. We're going to have to rise above just doing, whatever comes into your inbox.
Yeah.
You're going to have to become a person who sets the agenda and who tells your team that there's something missing in that inbox that we need to do as well.
Yeah. Where do you see Spencer Stuart's role in this development?
So I'm in that very fortunate position that I get to travel around the world and work with chairmen and CEOs of the most global companies in the world, picking their leader teams. And so what we're really seeing is that we're looking more and more for people at a C-suite level. So these are people that have 20, 25 years of leadership experience already. So I work on a very high level, who have the ability to listen to stakeholders, not just shareholders, and who are great communicators. So on top of being really competent on what you do, the ability to actually tap into your stakeholders more widely compared to just your team and your business is going to be very crucial for leadership going forward.
Yeah, very interesting. Do you see any big changes of the labor market, especially in Norway?
So we're looking
oil
for,
and all the involvement.
Yes, we're looking for transformation is the word of the day. Digitalization is the word of the day. I think we're looking for disruptiveness is also the word of the
Definitely.
day. Being able to think outside the box. What we see is a lot of lateral moves, as we say in my business. So we will take somebody from the finance sector into telecom, or we will take somebody from the energy sector or the automotive sector into energy. So lateral moves based on the capabilities that you've proven in one industry is much more available and welcome now across industries, I think, than what we've seen before.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing so many great insights.
Yeah, you're welcome.
If there would be one last guidance for students of 2016, what would that be?
I think so. I have 3 sons who are in the middle of it as well, and I think my advice would be really to be a bit patient. Learn the stuff first. Be patient about becoming a leader. Make sure that you actually get 10 years of working a subject, working a substance, being somebody who knows something really, really well. And then start moving laterally and developing your leadership skills, because it is not enough to just be a leader. You actually need to understand the value chain and the technology, the core of what you're doing. Be it legal, be it accounting, be it something that actually is of substance before you become a leader. So be patient, but also be ambitious and busy.
Fantastic. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good
That
luck to
concludes
you.
our interview. And stay tuned for our next interviews. To watch the full interviews, go to karrieredagene.no. In addition, we would like to give a huge thanks to all of our KDTV sponsors.